On November 20th, 2006, the bodies of 4 women were found here behind the Golden Key Hotel in Atlantic City. The case was called the Eastbound Strangler, and it's still unsolved to this day. This is where the hotel used to sit, right here on this pad. We are on the Black Horse Pike in New Jersey. I'm trying to get back to let me show you, to where the bodies were located, but it is hell walking back here. Oh, here we go. I think I found yep. Oh, all right. This is a really crazy case, weird case. So this is, yeah, okay. So this is the body of water that the girls were found in, the women, I'm sorry. I think it might be easier to see it from this side. No. We'll see if I can get up there. Down this way. I want to show you guys exactly where the bodies were found. One of the girls, and I will put their names better, when I do the editing, actually had ties to Philadelphia and Kensington. So, just making sure I got my fucking spray on me, all right. So right about here is where they found the first victim, somewhere right down in here. And the reason they called it the Eastbound Strangler is all the women were facing east. And another really weird detail that happened on this is they were all facing east, and they were all fully clothed except they all had their shoes and socks taken off, and the way that they were placed, the feet were above the water line. So a lot of people were wondering if maybe it was a guy with a foot fetish or something like that. And it's weird. So the first one was the first one was about right down there, and then they were every 60 feet right around here. The first body that was found was 35-year-old Kim Raffo from Brooklyn, New York. She was a mother of 2 that struggled with addiction her entire adult life. And like a lot of women who struggle with addiction, she turned to sex work to help fund it. On November 19th, 2006, she went to the Trump Taj Mahal for a date with a prominent New Jersey doctor. The doctor stated that she left the room around 5 a.m. to get more drugs, but she said she would return as soon as she scored them. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. Surveillance videos and the key card to the doctor's room quickly ruled him out as a suspect. Less than 24 hours later, her body would be the first one that was found in the ditch off of Black Horse Pike. Barbara Brader was a 42-year-old woman from Huntington, Pennsylvania, whose addiction started in 1998 when she took one of her husband's pain pills for her menstrual cramps. Over the next 8 years, her addiction would completely engulf her life. In the fall of 2006, she was staying at her friend's dad's house in Ventnor Beach, New Jersey. He was letting her stay there for free in exchange for doing chores around the house. On October 17th, 2006, she was seen leaving that house around 4 p.m. that afternoon and was never seen again. Because of her advanced decomposition, they weren't able to determine a cause of death, but they think it was strangulation like the other three. Tracy Ann Roberts was a 23-year-old woman from Bear, Delaware, who started experimenting with drugs at the age of 14. She had her daughter at the age of 18. She went to a technical college and was able to graduate with a medical assistant's diploma. She found a doctor to work for that she really enjoyed, and things were looking up for her. She was even able to buy a house with a grant program through the Delaware Housing Authority. Unfortunately, her employer decided to move out of state, so she lost her job, and her addiction started to spiral out of control from there. 11 months after buying the house, it was foreclosed on, and she was forced out onto the streets. Over the next 4 years, as her addiction worsened, she'd spend her time between Philadelphia and Atlantic City. On November 8, 2006, Tracy was violently assaulted by one of her clients, so she went to the emergency room. While there, she made the phone call that every mom with a struggling addict waits for. She had called her mom and said she wanted to change her life around and asked if her mom would come up from Delaware and pick her up and take her back home. Her mom instantly jumped in the car and started the 90-minute drive up to Atlantic City. Unfortunately, 5 minutes before her mom arrived, Tracy decided to check herself out of the hospital. She was last seen leaving the Atlantic City Medical Center with the 2 adult males and was never seen again. Molly Jean Diltz was a 20-year-old woman from Black Lick, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Pittsburgh. She was the only one of the 4 women that was never arrested for prostitution or sex work. However, several of her acquaintances said that she did do sex work to fund her addiction. There's not too much more information about her life since she was so young when she died.
For a while, or when it first happened, you guys are probably aware of the Gilgo Beach serial killer. That happened up in Long Island. That was, I think he got caught about a year ago, but up until then it was unsolved, and they were trying to connect the Gilgo Beach in Long Island to these murders here. And they tried and they couldn't. And then when the guy, I think his name's Rex Heuermann, when he got arrested, I think that was his name. When he got arrested, they looked into it more. And it was even a little weird because he does have some connections to the Atlantic City area. So they looked into it real good, but they said they didn't think it was he had any connection to it. One of the things that they were saying is that these are way too high risk dump sites. Like the Gilgo Beach is in the middle of nowhere, like as you can see, and you'll see from the drone footage I got, we're right off the Black Horse Pike. And, this all happened right before Hurricane Maria, a couple years before. And then so this got a lot trashed. And back here, this was what I'm walking on right now is I forget what they call them, a little drive thing. I guess they would, for workers and stuff to come along. And there used to be an entrance where you can just cut back here. There was a guy, Dan Snell, he does YouTube videos, and I was watching his of this place, and he was able to come back here and drive back down through here. And that happened. This was about a year ago when he came down here. So I actually came down here a couple days ago, and there was a coastal flooding, so I couldn't get back here. But you know. And they also, they think, or they know the girls were dead when they were dumped here. And the reason I bring up the Golden Key Hotel is all four of the girls had connections to that hotel. And it's weird now looking back. I genuinely believe that was the hotel that I had a bender at with my friend Eric. I had won a poker tournament somehow at the Trump Marina, I think, which is closed now. And won like $7,000, and we came and found the cheapest room, went right back into Atlantic City and to the hood part of it, and got a bunch of drugs, and we just sat there for about 3 days till all the money was gone. But as you can see here, these are all pads. Here, I'll turn so you can kind of see. That is still a hotel. There's about 4 more on the other side. But all these pads, and you'll see in the video when I show you the drone shot, there's about 5 pads. The city of, well, I think it was Egg Harbor that did it. That's the township we're in, or Atlantic City. They actually bought these properties and had them bulldozed. But you could see here, I'm going to show you, we're right in between. See if you can see the cars driving by there. See those cars there? That's the Garden State Park. I'm sorry, the Atlantic City Expressway. And then right here is the Black Horse Pike. That's one of the reasons why they said they didn't think it was the Gilgo Beach guy at first, because the dump site for his girls, Gilgo Beach on Long Island, is out in the middle of nowhere. This is the middle of everywhere. And then I wonder if this could be from a car accident, or it could be a little thing about this. I'm not sure though. I'm gonna, if I can ever get across the road again, I want to go check out, see what it says. Oh shit. Well, it's kind of foggy, but you can see Atlantic City in the background there. So I just got to turn around real quick. I'm going to do that, and then I'll turn this back on to show you guys the other part back here. This one looks alright. I'm trying to...
I wanted to show you guys Pacific Ave, or as it's known on the streets as the Track. It's a notorious strip where sex workers go to get picked up. You don't see as many women walking the streets as you used to because of the internet and websites where you can advertise your wares. It's a lot safer than walking the streets where the cops mess with you.
I'm good. I had a girl proposition me like within, I didn't even turn on Pacific yet. I have it on video. It's known around here. This is where they go. It has declined a lot since the internet, and sites like List Crawler or Skip the Games, they are able to advertise online, and it's a lot less likely they'll well, it's safer for them to, it's very easy to get picked up by the cops here walking the streets. But we're just gonna take I don't know if you noticed the girl that was on the left, that was the one that asked if I wanted a date when I was driving by, or when I was parked on the street. And then this looks like another one walking up here. And Atlantic City's a hard town, man. A lot of people come here, and they come here to party and stuff, and a lot of times you just get sucked into the lifestyle here. Yeah, there's one, two. I saw another girl back there. It's about 5:30. It's just about to start getting dark, so I think I'm going to stay around here until it gets dark, and I'll do another couple of passes. Then I might head up to the boardwalk in a minute just to walk around. This right here used to be it still is maybe, Bear Exposure. That was a strip club. Yeah, it's still open. Alright. It used to be called something else. There's that lot right there. That's where Trump's failed casino was. They knocked that down, I think in 2018 or 18 maybe. The Trump Taj Mahal. In fact, which is a cool little interesting tidbit, one of the girls' bodies that was found on Black Horse Pike that I'm doing the story on was doing a date at that Taj Mahal right back here, an overnight date with a doctor. And she left at about 5 a.m. to go get more drugs, and she never came back. And when they subpoenaed her phone records, they found the doctor was some, rich doctor from northern Jersey. They of course they looked into him, see if he was, could have been the one that did it, but he got ruled out. That he was on video the entire time in the what was I trying to say? He was in the Taj Mahal with all the security. They had him there, so it wasn't him, but they definitely did look into him. But as you can see here, there's always homeless people here at this 7-Eleven, always.
So that's it for part one. It's crazy that this case is still unsolved 18 years later. In part two, I will go over the list of suspects and tell you what I think happened or who might have done it.